Alright, welcome to the channel. We are battling a battery that's gonna die, so let's do this really quick. I'm gonna show you guys how to rig knife jigs. Again, I had a video from a couple years ago, but I'm changing that. Things are changing, and I'll show you why. We've got a trip going out next week, actually, the end of August, on the Legend for 3 days. They sponsored the trip, so I wanted to kind of go over a lot of the stuff that they gave us. I wanted to do a quick little shout out video for Gyro Lures. They hooked it up. All right, I'm gonna show you guys how to rig knife jigs. I had another knife jig rigging video a couple years ago where I had Eddie bombs. This one, if you guys were there, this one has been retired. I'll clip in some footage at some point, maybe a little bit later in this video, of why I am not using this bait. So I have Gyro Lures Tomahawk jigs right here that I'll use for demo purposes. I have a 450 gram, pretty big, but pretty compact. It's heavy and compact. I think those fish have been on smaller bait for the past little bit, so they want that small profile stuff. This is a 350 in Purple Rain. Oh, this one was Widowmaker. I know exactly who you think it is, and that's a pretty good nickname for it. And then this is a 250, very compact. Okay, so I have 3 different sizes, right? 450, 350, 250. And the reason is depth and current and wind. So when you throw out off the corner, if you can't get down to those fish without your line scoping out, you're not vertical. You're not fishing that jig in a vertical zone, right? So like, let's say the boat's here. Let's say the boat is here. You cast out and you want to work the bait vertically along the stern of the boat. If that boat starts drifting, you're out. So like 100 feet this way is not 100 feet this way. You know, it's basic geometry. So you want to be working your jig vertically, and Cap's like, hey, they're at 240, 300, 350, 400, whatever. Have your line marked. Number one most important thing that I can tell you, number one, can I stress that? Number one, the most important thing is you have to know how deep you are. You have to know how deep your jig is. Mark your line. Buy the line that is already pre-marked in 100-foot sections. There is the 25-foot sections. I tried that, not a fan. I cannot do it. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're standing there on the rail trying to fish and stay awake. You get 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, and then it's like somebody looks and talks to you, and then you're like, well, okay, now where am I? You can guess, but I don't know. If you're anything like me, it's much, much, much easier to do 100-foot sections. You don't even have to buy the line that's marked every 100 feet, that changes color every 100 feet. You can just get a little line counter, drop the line off the back of the boat, white, yellow, whatever color line you have, mark it 100 feet. What I do is one mark at 100, 2 marks, 2 big marks at 200, 300, 3 good sized marks. So when it's going down, you can stop it and look, oh, I'm at 300, and you can let it go if you want to make sure, right? Otherwise, you see a mark go by 100, see a mark go by 200, much easier for me, much more simple. We are retiring this jig. I'll go over the up close on this eye pulling out, which is not good, and the benefits of why I switched over to these Tomahawks. Not because of the length specifically, that was one of the factors, because the fish are on more compact things, compact bait. The number 2 thing besides getting your line marked is getting down to those fish quick. These Tomahawks are not completely symmetrical. The bottom is thicker than the top. You can see, let me see, is there a way to hold that? The bottom is thicker than the top. I'll go over that a little bit up close. There's a trick to rigging it, and I'll show you in this video. I don't want this to be a full talking head video. I'm gonna put the GoPro on. We'll get down and into like the POV part, and I'll go over all the jigs that Gyro provided to give away on the trip that we're going on, and the personal jigs that I got and how I'm rigging them. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you in a second. We got absolutely hooked up by Gyro. Gyro Lures, GiroLures.com. There's a discount code. There's a discount code you guys can use. Here's all the jigs. Got everything from shooters, blades, darters. These darters are pretty cool. Tomahawks, awesome. Laser bombs, awesome. Rockets, pretty cool. I kind of slept on them until I got them in my hand. This is a 500 gram. 500 grammer. I'm gonna use that when it's really ripping, the wind, current, the whole deal. Laser bombs. It's purple color. It's pretty sweet. See, it's got a flat side on it. I'm trying to look to see how long it is, and it's not really. That one's gonna sink pretty quick. Tomahawks. Got all these tomahawks from here to here. Also have some down here that I'll show you in a second. These darters are pretty sweet. Looks a little bit like sniper-ish. This is 200 grams. And look at the width on that. It's pretty girthy. There's some 150s as well. The same green sardine color. Pretty cool. Pretty cool color right there. Got some of these gyro blades. These are 200. And then some of these shooters. This is a 210. It's actually pretty cool. It's got a keel on the bottom, so it's not like it's not all round or anything. Pretty cool looking jig. I like this. So huge thanks to Gyro. Awesome that they did that. They hooked up the trip. The owner, super cool dude. Okay, so this jig, we got 16 bluefin on it. And you can see the eye at the bottom. It doesn't look like the eye at the top. It's kind of pulling out. You can see the lead kind of separating right there. So it's probably good, but I'm kind of risk averse. So I will be switching that out to a different style. Another thing to note on this is we'll use the face of the jig. Use the face of the jig. This eye is the reference point, right? So you have one turn. Okay, you have like 3/4 of a turn, maybe 60% of a turn. You see that? And it's completely locked up down here at the bottom. I don't like that. Kind of gives the fish a leverage point, right? You can just they get a leverage point, and then they can start winching it. You can kind of get it to go all the way around if you really like get the bottom all knotted up, and then you get one turn, but that's literally it. That's it. So what I'm doing, this worked fine. I did lose fish on it. I can't complain, I did catch quite a bit, but for the sake of science, we got these Gyro heavy duty assist hooks down here at the bottom, and their leader up at the top is a 300-pound leader in black mono. I want to show you guys the crimps on these. I'm sure you guys have a lot of crimps laying around, so if you want to go grab one, you could. The crimp is one solid crimp, right? Like their die is one single crimp on this. It's not 3 different crimps. So I think that's pretty cool. Mark, the owner of Gyro, he has a big attention for detail. I can appreciate that as well because I have OCD, CDO, if you want to put it alphabetically, whatever, right? But those leaders are pretty cool, and I like that. I like the single crimp on the sleeve. Also, the swivel on this. Sorry, the swivel, it looks kind of small. It's rated to 507 pounds. So you could get some, you'll probably see a leader and be like, oh, that's not very big. It doesn't have that big, beefy, giant leader on it. But that's rated for 500 pounds. 507, I think, is the actual kilogram conversion to that. But nonetheless, strong enough to hold up to these fish. It will work. Chafe tubing looks pretty solid as well. The black mono, I'm sure that's the first thing some of you guys notice is there's a black mono. Will it help? I don't know. I have clear as well here. This is 200. Oh yeah, it says on here split ring is 205. Both the black and the clear both have a 205 pound split ring, so plenty strong. You're never getting 205 pounds out of a reel. My Talica 20 gets up to like 44, I think, tops. Nonetheless, the black leader, I don't know if that will help. It can't hurt, right? But we're gonna give it a go. We'll try it out. The leader comes with a split ring on it, so all you have to do is attach it to the top of your jig. This is a Gyro Tomahawk. The color on this one is Black Widow. When I saw it on the website, I was like, you know, whatever. When I got it in my hand, it looks incredible. So what happened was he sent these jigs, these Tomahawks, laser bombs, all of this, and I didn't order any of these Black Widows, and as soon as I saw them, I was like, oh, I gotta get some. Those are cool. It almost looks like the Lumo polka dot, sriracha, whatever people call them. The black red with the dots. I know a lot of people are gonna say color doesn't matter. I'll be honest with you, I think I'm in that same boat, but there are times, and if you've been on the boat enough, you know there are times where the fish are really keyed in on red. The red crabs are floating through, whatever. They'll only hit something with purple in it, whatever. Who knows? I don't think it matters at night so much. This is the purple rain color. Just to kind of tangent, I'm going to go back to that in just a second. This purple rain color has a little bit of red in it. I don't know if you can see it when I move it, but there's actually some red sparkle that comes through it. Pretty cool jig. Also, a fun fact on these jigs. If you look at them sideways, let's see if we can get it. They are a little bit oblong, right? So this bottom has more lead than the top. You rig it normal, like this, it's just gonna sink straight down, right? It's gonna fall butt first. But what you can do, since it's a little bit oblong, you can see it's a little bit wider on this end, on the left side, the bottom, opposite the eye. If you rig it the other way, so let's say we'll take this one, you rig it like this, leader to the quote unquote bottom and hooks to the part with the eye. When it falls, this heavier weight is gonna try to fall over itself. So it's gonna kind of swim, it'll flutter a little bit. So if, let's say you're throwing a 350, you can drop down to a 250 if you want. If the fish are shallower or they're not hitting something going full speed, flip it over. That bait will swim a little bit going down. So there's a little trick for you. Because I know some of the other jigs, I know when you saw this, you're probably like, oh, there's another jig that I have that looks just like this. It's completely symmetrical, so it will not have that swimming if you rig it upside down. The assist hooks here, I think these are 7/0 assist hooks. I know when I talked to Mark that he sized these appropriately, so these are BKK hooks, but these are, what do you want to call, 7/0, but I think they're probably a little bit, they're probably closer to like a standard, from any other brand, a standard 7/0, but from BKK, I think it might be a 5 or something just by looking at the size of it. Kevlar is pretty strong, also split ring on the bottom. So if you go on the website, buy a leader, buy a jig, buy a hook, buy a set of assist hooks for it, they come with all of the split rings. This is exactly what it's like coming out of the package, right? So you got the jig in the middle, assist hook, what am I doing? Assist hook with split ring, leader with split ring. So all you have to do is attach it and you're good to go. If you want to change hooks, it's as easy as that. I use these split ring pliers. The reason I bought these pliers, they're awesome, is because I tried opening some ultras to get around this hook eye. And if you have ever tried to open a pair of Ultra 10 Mustad split rings, you know the struggle that I went through. Those did open it, but the ultras, they don't close back up, so probably not even worth getting Ultra 10s. So if you haven't got them yet, do not get Ultra 10s. This is the 450. I think this is called Widow Maker, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty cool looking. You can see the glow points on it. Anywhere that it's white, it will glow. I don't think the name glows, but that's probably a good thing. Not that it really matters. Pretty cool. I know what you're thinking, and I agree with you. Yes, it does look like that. My 3-year-old does call it that jig. Purple Rain, like I showed you a minute ago, pretty cool. This is the 350 size. Yeah, pretty well made. The wire on these jigs, I want to add, the wire is a thicker gauge wire. So if you hold them next to each other, you can see it's a little bit thicker. And the reason I mentioned these pulling out, because they only go in about this far, maybe, right? So if they slide out, they're gonna come all the way out. I'll throw a graphic up on the screen. I'll try to, otherwise you can just go to GIROLures.com and go check out the graphic that he has on the red one, which is like the crimson I think it's the crimson red. It's basically this, but it's red, not purple. These wires go all the way in, and they have a 90-degree kick at the end of them, both sides. So the odds of these sliding out are very, very low. So I did like that. That's my OCD in me that really enjoyed that detail. Also, the 250 jig, this is the Katy Perry color. It's pretty small for a 250. Like, this is a 450 and this is a 400, right? Quite a bit smaller. They're eating the small profile stuff. You can see this is like a lot smaller for 350. It's quite a bit smaller. All right, I put a video out the other day, maybe a week ago, from a trip from 2 years ago. I did put in the title of the video, Lost for Years. I put in the bottom that it was a couple-year-old video. I lost the SD cards, and I just found that when I was getting ready for this trip. What I'm thinking about doing going forward is putting together a video of my tackle box, kind of what I'm bringing, what I'm planning on bringing, because I know not a lot of you people watching this video are those super salty seasoned anglers. There's a lot of people that are like newer to fishing, right? And I get it. So I'm not going to put out these videos that are super in-depth or elaborate on anything. I can do some starter series if that's what people want to see. I have no problem doing that, just to kind of help people get going. Because on this charter that we're going on, I think there's a handful of us that have been before, know what we're doing a little bit. There's always areas to learn and improve on, right? But there are some guys that this is their first multi-day trip. Let's be honest. If you've been on half-day boats, you know that they are not comparable to going on like 3-day plus trips. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. There's a discount code on GIRO Lures, boys20. I'll put it down in the description. You can get 20% off your order. Definitely pick up some Tomahawks, some laser bombs. They're really good. There's a couple new jigs coming out. I would definitely keep my eye on those. There's one of them, it's called like the Maruka Missile. It looks pretty sweet. And from my understanding, Maruka is like French for butterfly, so like a butterfly missile or something. Check it out. It looks pretty cool. I think there's one on the way over to me. When I get that, I can throw a quick little video up or send some pictures. If you guys want to join the Instagram, I'll put it down below as well.